Going first in a penalty shootout gives you a 60% chance of winning, not 50-50, not luck, 60%. Same distance, same ball, same goal. So why does the order you kick in completely change your odds? There's actual math behind this, and once you see it, you'll never watch a shootout the same way again. Let's break it down. First, quick refresher in case you're new to this whole sport. A penalty shootout happens when a match ends tied and someone has to win. Each team picks 5 players. They take turns shooting from a spot 12 yards from the goal against just the goalkeeper. No defenders, no distractions, just one shooter, one keeper, one ball. Sounds fair, right? Both teams get 5 shots. Same setup every time. Here's where it gets interesting. In 2010, a group of researchers studied over 2,000 professional shootouts. The team that kicked first won about 60% of the time. That's not a small edge. That's a massive statistical advantage just from going first. So what's actually happening here? It's called sequential pressure, and it's a psychology problem disguised as a sports problem. Picture this. Your team is shooting second. The other team just scored their 5th penalty. Now you're up, miss this, and you lose. Right now, in front of thousands of fans, on live television. That's not the same kind of pressure as shooting first. When you go first, you're just trying to score. When you go second, especially late in the shootout, you're often trying not to lose. And those are 2 completely different mental experiences, even though the kick itself is identical. Researchers actually have a name for this. They call it loss aversion. It's a concept from behavioral economics, and it shows up everywhere, not just football. Basically, humans feel the pain of losing something way more intensely than the joy of gaining something equal. So scoring to stay alive feels different in your brain than scoring to win. Here's a stat that'll mess with your head. Players shooting to avoid elimination score significantly less often than players shooting to win. Same player, same skill, same 12 yards. The only thing that changed is what's riding on the kick. Let that sink in for a second. This is why coaches obsess over winning the coin toss before a shootout. It's not superstition, it's strategy. Going first isn't just an order, it's a psychological cushion. Think about it like a final exam. Imagine you take the first attempt with no pressure, just trying to get a good score. Now imagine retaking it knowing if you don't beat your first score, you fail the entire class. Same questions, same brain, completely different stress level. That's the shootout in a nutshell. Now here's where it gets even more fascinating. FIFA actually knew about this imbalance. So in 2017, they started testing a new format at lower level tournaments called ABA. Instead of Team A, Team B, Team A, Team B, the order flips. Team A, then Team B twice, then Team A twice, kind of like how tie breaks work in tennis. The idea was to cancel out the first kicker advantage completely. But here's the twist. Most major competitions, including the World Cup, still use the traditional format. Why? Because FIFA worried fans would find ABA confusing to follow on broadcast. So the imbalance, it's still sitting right there every single World Cup, hiding in plain sight. So next time you're watching a shootout and the coin toss happens, pay attention. That tiny coin flip might matter more than half the penalties that follow it. Let's recap fast. Shooting first wins about 60% of the time. The reason isn't skill, it's pressure. Scoring to survive feels completely different than scoring to win, and FIFA still hasn't fully fixed it. Football fans always say penalties are a lottery, but it turns out some tickets are better than others. If this blew your mind a little, subscribe. There's a lot more hidden football logic like this, and you really don't want to miss it.